So today was a rainy day, so I took a little bit of time and hooked up my hot water recirculator pump. It was actually very easy. It only took me, I don't know, 15 minutes to half an hour. So here is my system. So this is the cold water line coming in to the water heater. Here's the water heater. So this is the heat pump water heater, and it's running right now to heat the water, and there's cold air coming out here, and it's a little bit loud, but it's back here tucked in the corner. So if the noise really bothered us, we could maybe build a soundproof wall around it or something, just as long as we don't interfere with the airflow. So let's see, the cold water line comes in. This is a check valve here to make sure that no water backflows at that point. And then it comes in, and there's an expansion tank. And then for this water heater, since the cold water comes into the bottom, there has to be a thermal, I forget what this is called. It's a thermal something to keep hot water from self-siphoning out. And you probably don't need that since there's a check valve there and a check valve in the pump, but this is just part of the installation instructions as the expansion tank. And so the cold water comes in here, hot water comes out there and goes around into the house, and then the hot water goes in a loop all the way around the house, and then it comes back, and this is the other side of the recirculating loop that comes into the recirculating pump. So this is a Grundfos pump, and it has wireless sensors on it. So this is a temperature sensor, and I had to put thermal paste in there to so that it had good connectivity to the pipe. And I'm unsure how well this is going to work with PEX. I mean, if this were copper, I'm sure it could sense the heat no problem, but with PEX, I'm not sure how well it's going to sense the heat, but it is what it is at this point. So these fixtures both have ball valves, and then there's a check valve in here. So when you turn on the pump, it's supposed to pump for until the sensor senses that hot water is coming in, or up to 5 minutes. And then these are the switches that turn on the pump. So these are wireless switches that you can put around wherever you want. And I bought 3 of these, not sure how many I need really. So the way that the plumbing is set up, all of the bathrooms are very close to the water heater. So you can typically get hot water in the bathrooms in probably less than 30 seconds, maybe, yeah, about 30 seconds or so. But the problem is that the kitchen sink is on the other side of the house. And so to get water into the kitchen sink, I don't think I've ever actually run it, but it could take at least 2 or 3 minutes. And that's just a lot of water wasted down the drain. So I guess the 2 purposes of this is so that you don't spend a lot of time waiting for hot water, and you're not wasting a lot of water going down into the septic system. So it's water saving and impatience. So in the bathroom sinks, getting the water line recharged with hot water takes the wait time from 30 seconds, maybe 20 to 30 seconds down to 5 seconds, and the same for the kitchen sink, about 5 seconds to get hot water from the charged up hot water line. And so one problem with recirculating systems in the past has been they would run all the time or run too much, and then you would waste heat that would just be dissipating into the house from the hot water line. But since this has an on-demand switch, you just turn it on whenever you actually want hot water and then wait a couple minutes, and that way it doesn't really waste any heat because you were gonna charge the hot water line anyway. So with the on-demand button, it doesn't really waste any heat, and it just saves a lot of water.